Time intelligence, how things have changed over time. I mean, Newcastle's not going to change, is it? Newcastle's timeless. It's always going to be fantastic. But your data probably isn't as good as Newcastle. It'll change over time. Alright, lads and lasses, welcome along. Weekend work. Thought it was about time we got back into some proper DAX. Right? I've been nice and soft with you all, haven't I? Like, kind of letting you in gently to what Power BI can do and how you can best interact with Power BI and get the most out of it. Right? What I've been trying to show you is if you get your models right, all the out-of-the-box quick calculations will do most of what you need for most of your analytics, right? But time intelligence is one of them special things. We've always got to figure out how to do time intelligence. So I thought, let's cut an hour into a New York data set and have a look at how we can do some year-to-date calculations and compare growth of our inspections over time. Champion. All right, so here we are. Power BI desktop. Great place to start. What we've got to do is, of course, connect to our data set. Paste in the name so I don't have to search for it. Pick New York Water Tower data set and click create. Got that open. We can see my list of tables on the bottom. Yeah, right. If I try and move a bit, you can see my secondary measures is there. Now, yeah, that's what we're going to be creating with new stuff in. So the first thing we need to do, right, is I'm going to create a new measure. So I've got this secondary measures table picked. Just so it creates a new measure in there. Can't see it. Tell you what, do it this way. Let's right click on here, create new measure. So at the top, up here, we're going to have to write our DAX. Let's zoom in a little bit and make this nice and easy for you. So what we want to do is start with an inspections year-to-date measure. Inspections year-to-date. It's really difficult to do year-to-date measures, okay? Because it's all this total year-to-date. Oh, was that all? Give it an expression. So what are you actually looking to do? Okay, in this case, we've already got one. So we just want the inspections. So give us the inspections. But this is the sum or the count of rows in it. So we could write in count rows. But we've got a measure. And measures are reusable, remember, which is one of the nice things. Next, we've got to give it a column of dates. So for us, it's calendar dates. And now I could hit this, put any filters in. I could also put in me year-end date. So if my year-end isn't December 31st, I could put that. So I might be like, 31st of July, for example. Yeah, something like that. But for now, we're going to leave it as January. Yeah, that's what it is for my company. That's what it is for a lot of companies. Leave it as that. I've now got a basic inspections year-to-date measure. And I can prove it because I can drop it on there and it doesn't show you anything, or it shows you very little. How do I know it's a year-to-date? The easiest way to tell is actually if you bring in dates, put dates on there, we can see it goes up, it drops down, it goes up, it drops down, year-to-date, okay? So that's working for us. Hey, now some of you go, I didn't want to use that measure, man. I didn't want to use that inspections year-to-date. Well, that total years to date, I've heard that there's a better one to use. Like, I've heard that you can do it with something else. So let's try doing it with the other one that a lot of people are going to talk about. So inspections year-to-date 2. This would be if we were doing it the other way. So this is a calculate. Okay, so we're going to have to calculate something because the dates year-to-date is a filter as opposed to a full function. So we're going to calculate inspections again. Okay, but this time we're going to use dates year-to-date. And you can see they've got other ones to do. Okay. Again, got to give it a date range, calendar dates, and again, comma, and you could put your different year end in. But for us, it's all the same. So just do that. Right? And if we put that in side by side with the other one, see there's a complete overlap. You can't tell the difference. So the two are working, given we're the same results. So the next thing we want to do is actually look at, well, how did we do last year? Because that's the key thing, isn't it? We want to be able to put in percentage change. So are our inspections going up, coming down? Yeah, what's actually happening? It's interesting, even from here, I can see there's a bit of an upward trend. 2020 being so high is really interesting. I'd love to really look into that data. New York, if you're listening, I'm available. So anyway, right, so we can go in, we can work out last year. Right? There's a few ways to do last year. Same period last year is what we're going to use, but you could also use parallel period. They both get you the same results, and the issues, challenges you face will be the same. So there's not a huge benefit from picking either one. Not a problem. What we'll do is we're going through here and we're right in, let's create a new measure, right? And it's actually almost the same syntax as the dates year to date. So it's previous year equals calculate inspections, same period last year. This time, what we're going to do, right, is we're going to pick dates year to date in here. Okay. And the reason for doing this is if you subdivide it down as you're going further forward. Right? So if you ever want to look at it like a year, like a daily comparison, if you look at a total year to date, it'll sum up to that day. Right? Whereas if you don't bring in dates year to date, the same period last year was just looking at that one day last year, which given this is a comparison of years, we're probably going to want to have that at that day value, give us the full value for that year. Okay, so this is what this will do. Forward. So pick that, hit OK. So we've now got previous year. So if we bring previous year into this, you should see 2021 is now matching that one. Right? The problem is, right, we're in March, right? We're not all the way through the year. So we just really want it to be where you give us the values up to this point. Right? Now, this is one of those things. The easiest way to do it is actually to do it as a filter, right? So the filter that's being handed in is already right. And if you remember, when we built our calendars, one of the things I talked to you about is your day drift, your month drift, and your year drift, right? Really key things to put in. For time intelligence, they just make everything much easier in terms of what's today. It's day 0. There's no arguments with that. So if I go in here and we say day drift, put a filter on the page, is less than or equal to 0. Okay, so it's either today or earlier. And straight away we can see, oh, there is a difference. So last year, by this period last year, they were up to 1200. Whereas this year, I can barely even click it. We're up to 86. So something's definitely changed. There's a big drop in that. But what's the percentage change? So again, we can go back to here and we can say, I want to create a new measure. Percent change equals, okay? Divide. Use the divide function. Makes things much easier, right? In this case, what we're going to divide it by is the inspections year to date by the previous year. Okay, I'm not going to put anything else in. I could put like the alternate results, so in case it's a divide by 0 error, right? You could put blank in, you could put 0. I'm just going to leave it as is. But we can tell you what, let's put blank in just to cheer people up who want to see everything's filled in properly, right? Hit enter. Right? If I change this behind me head to be a combo chart, so I can now put in my percentage changes, the line values, you can see it works, right? The problem we've got is that 2014, we've got like 2 or 3 values, which have just thrown 2015. So if I bring years into me page filter again and say it's greater than 2015, okay, that works. We've now got a better feel for it. That looks more accurate, doesn't it? Yeah, just need to change my percentage change to be percentage. I'm going to set it to have no decimal places. We can see percentage change there is 86%, so it's dropped. 104%, so it's higher. Again, much higher. 123% last year. 132%, fantastic. And then that's down to 7%. So it's really dropped through the floor, man. So the last thing we're going to need to do is to write a proper measure that's going to give her the full average. Yeah, it's like the average. It's the average of the averages. Because what we want to know really is, well, what would be the mean? What's our mean change over that period of time? Are things going up or are things going down? What we need to do here is a little bit more cunning. Because what we're going to need is, we need to know, well, what years are we looking at? So if we pick a new measure, right? Let's start this. So the average percent change equals, okay? So it's going to be an average X function, which means we create a table that we're going to iterate through, and then from those values, we're going to do it. So the table that we're going to create, what table? Who's talking about tables? Where's he getting tables from? I don't know. This guy, man, he's bringing tables in. This weren't tables before, like, it's not that difficult, man. Don't worry, right? Dead easy. The average is going to be based on all selected years, isn't it? What years have you selected in terms of what years are we looking at in what stuff? And what's our expression going to be? It's going to be percentage change. So that was easy, wasn't it? So now what I can do is I can drag this. What I need to do is I need to just put it on my line values, yeah? Add it as another line value. As another line value, right? And all of a sudden, you can see I've got my nice straight line. You go, wait, great, what use is that like? If I bring in a slicer, right, and put the years on the slicer, right, and we just say, let's make this a nice list, much easier to work with a list, right? I can turn around and say, wait, I just want to look at 18, 19, 20, right? And we can then see what that percentage change is at. And we can see then that the average is 120%. So it's going up, isn't it? And in fact, if we bring this in here and we choose, let's just make it a card so we can see what it is. Yeah, we can see that if we deselect everything, it's 95%. If we've got all the years selected, apart from 2021, it's 113%. So we've got a real clear way that we can actually start to influence and understand a lot more about what's going on within our data just by writing a few simple measures. What do you reckon then, eh? How was that? Little bit of DAX, yeah? Put all the measures down below. Don't worry, man, they're not that difficult, okay? The main thing is to recognize the core pieces of the syntax, right? So you've got the two types of time intelligence calculations or functions. So some are true functions like total year to date, right? Others are filters. So like dates year to date, all selected, the same period last year. They're filters that go against something. But it comes down to usage. Being able to use them effectively is very important. So it's definitely something that you're going to spend a lot of time on. In fact, if you're going to go on and do your qualifications or anything like that, either with Microsoft or go and do some of the SQL BI stuff, you'll find, or even do stuff with your slate, we're nice, right? You'll find that we do a lot of stuff on time intelligence. It's not something that we're just going to like throw in and never talk about it again. It is something that every time I go back and revisit, I learn something new on, right? Because there are so many nuances and subtleties about the way that the dates in particular are interacted with, and then how you can combine and rebuild your averages. So like using average X and all selected is a brilliant thing to learn to do, right? It's one of those things that you'll find, I need to use it. You use it a lot once you know what you're doing with it, right? But unless you get to that point that you're comfortable with it and understanding all the context and everything that goes along with it, you can get yourself into a real mess very quickly. So don't forget, right? Like and subscribe. Help us to keep making these, right? You might have seen some notes that are coming out that we're looking to do some more training courses. We are looking to start some off. So expect more announcements on that to follow. For now, though, don't forget, like and subscribe. Have a great weekend and take care of yourselves. Ta-da.